Hello and welcome to Building Pennsylvania podcast, a podcast created by the construction industry and for the construction industry right here in the great state of Pennsylvania. I am John O'Brien from the Keystone Contractors Association, and I'm joined by
Hey everybody, this is Chris Martin from Atlas Marketing. We tell stories for people who build things, and we're real excited to get the Building PA podcast off the ground.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm super jazzed too, really excited here. Just a little background and let you know how we got to this point. Prior to coming to the Keystone Contractors Association back in the fall of 2016, I worked for an association based in Pittsburgh, the Master Builders Association. I was there, I guess, 13 years. And in a way, I was a little spoiled in that for the majority of the association and the members, we were all contained in Allegheny County. So for events, seminars, you name it, it wasn't much of a challenge to get some folks to show up. Just give some good seminars. Chris, you presented a few times, so just present some good topics, and the crowds will show. The construction industry, I feel, is thirsty for knowledge, and of course they love networking and building relationships. So yeah, I was spoiled in that we were all close, geographically close together. So then, 4 years ago, I moved to the central PA area, right here in the great area of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Moved here.
The pickle.
And, yeah. And I thought I could replicate and kind of copy the successes from Pittsburgh and move it here for the KCA. And, the first 6, 7, 8 months or so, we hosted some networking events, some seminars, legislative briefings. And people were traveling in. They were coming in because we have members based, kind of throughout the state. And they're driving in from Scranton, Altoona, State College, you name it. But, after about 6 months of that, I started getting some calls and some members. I don't know if I really want to drive 2 hours to hear me talk, or to hear, one of our attorney members talk, or, whoever's the lead for that certain event. So, we started thinking of ways of bouncing around the state, which we do. We hold some events throughout the state. And then additional things, we're looking into creating an online magazine. And the popularity and successful podcasts that exist in our society and our community got me thinking and got Chris thinking. I started picking his brain. And I'm like, this might be another outlet, another venue to reach construction professionals based throughout Pennsylvania. So that is kind of how we got here today.
Yeah. Real straightforward. The path wasn't too uneven or circuitous, but yeah. And for our listeners and future listeners, what we really want to try to do is we're designing the podcast to provide another vehicle for communications on the industry as a whole throughout the state. Part of the research that we found was there is no podcast or there is no real statewide opportunity to share information. And so why we're doing this is to do that exactly, share the information, but more importantly, making it simple for our industry to get that information. And what better way than a 20 to 30 minute interview conversation that you can download right to your phone. You can listen to it on the way to the job site or away from the job site or in between job sites, depending on your role within the company. But we're going to have a variety of topics from workforce development. Safety obviously is going to be a big one. But we're also going to include some opportunities where we can talk about growing businesses and looking at ways, succession planning and how to the future of the industry. So we're not just going to be really hyper focused on one area. We want to talk about every element of the industry and how that touches this industry, but also throughout the state. And so that's one of the reasons too that what we're pulling this together, and we look forward to the chance to share that information. And it's a great partnership between Atlas Marketing and the Keystone Contractors Association, and giving you the chance to hear and talk with a variety of industry experts. I'd love to say that I was an industry expert, but I'm smart enough to partner with John and find the right people to have those conversations. So that's kind of the design of it, and the real value, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
If I could tell one little story here, I still
Fire away,
remember.
man. That's what it's about. It's good.
I'm thinking back to one of our early conversations about the podcast. And you called me some afternoon and you said, I think we can do this. I think we can make a run at it and make something successful. I think we can do it, and one of us made the comment, well, instead of just jumping right in, why don't we, each of us come up with maybe 10 topics, see if we can come up with 10. And we spoke a week later and we had 50, 60, 70. And as we were talking about those 50 topics, we added 50 more. We just kept adding topic after topic. And I mean, if you think about it, safety alone, there's endless amounts of topics, from product recalls, training. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I think that was the turning point to make me get really excited about this. Because at first I was like, what are we going to talk about? And then after that call, I'm like, what aren't we going to talk about?
Yeah. And you bring up a really good point too, because the nice thing is, not only between you and I, we exponentially grew the topics, but if you're listening to this, email us. On the page below, there's a link. Email us and give us another topic, because we want to hear from you as well. And that's a great story, John, that we're here to help tell the story of the industry in a way that is quick, down and dirty, and right to the point. So yeah, my head, even though there's not a lot of hair there, my head's spinning a lot from all the topics that we have and the great interviews that we've had so far. I can't wait for more.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope everyone enjoys it, and we'll keep delivering more episodes.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah. Let's do this.
All right.